Welcome to Academics with ARC. Today we will be solving equations using negatives and positives. Agreements. Be safe. Make sure you work in an empty space. Be respectful. Keep an open mind on the adding and subtracting method that is being taught. Be responsible. Participate throughout the lesson. And have fun. Enjoy using the new method. Fun facts. Math has existed since prehistoric times, as humans would count by carving check marks on bones. The first equation was made by Egyptians in 3000 BCE. We use math in our everyday lives such as money, shopping, sports, baking, temperature, playing music, traveling, and more. Hello everyone! I hope this video finds you all safe and healthy. My name is Miss Kathleen with ARC Experience, and today we're going to go over strategies for solving equations using positive and negative numbers. Positive numbers are any numbers above 0, while negative numbers are any numbers below 0. One tool you probably have been taught about when using positive and negative numbers is the number line. The number line helps us see not only where values fall on the line, but also where they fall in relation to one another. For example, if we wanted to see the difference between -5 and 20, we would place the points -5 and 20 on the number line and see the distance between them is -25. When solving equations that have positive and negative numbers, it can be easy to get confused with how to combine them. It can be easier to solve these equations and get the right answers if we think about positive and negative numbers in real-world ways. Here are a few real-world ways to think about positive and negative numbers that might make the equations easier. Number 1. Think about the equation in terms of money. It might be easier to solve simple equations if you think of them in terms of money. For example, when you see -5 minus 20 written on the whiteboard, it might seem confusing. But if I lent you $5 and then the next day I lent you $20, I bet you would be able to tell me that you owe me $25. When thinking about numbers as money, consider positive numbers as money you have or get, and negative numbers as debt or money that you owe to somebody else. Since I lent you the money, you consider it debt. -$5 minus $20 equals -$25. Number 2. Think about the equation in terms of distance or elevation. It might be easier to solve simple equations if you think of them in terms of distance or elevation. In this case, negative numbers and positive numbers would be represented by distances on opposite sides of a certain point. For height and elevation, this point is the ground. Positive numbers are the height or elevation above the ground, and negative numbers are the distance below the ground. For distance, we would set 0 at a certain point and make positive numbers the distance to the right of that point, and negative numbers the distance to the left of that point. For example, if you dig a hole 5 feet deep into the ground, and then return the next day to dig another 20 feet deeper, you would have a 25-foot hole. Number 3. Think about the equation in terms of temperature. It might be easier to solve simple equations if you think of them in terms of temperature. In this case, positive numbers are temperatures above 0 degrees, and negative numbers are temperatures below 0 degrees. For example, if it is -5 degrees today, and will be 20 degrees tomorrow, the difference in temperature would be -25 degrees. Number 4. Think about the equation in terms of love and hate. It might be easier to solve equations that involve multiplying positive and negative numbers together if you think about the numbers in terms of love and hate. In this case, love would be a positive number and hate would be a negative number. If you love to love, then you love. So if you multiply a positive number by a positive number, the result will be a positive number. If you love to hate, then you hate. So if you multiply a positive number by a negative number, the result will be a negative number. If you hate to love, then you hate. So if you multiply a negative number by a positive number, the result will be a negative number. If you hate to hate, then you love. So if you multiply a negative number by a negative number, the result will be a positive number. So there you have it. There's 3 strategies for solving equations using positive and negative numbers. Notice that these don't change the way that the problems are going to be asked to you, but it does change the way that you can think about the numbers that you're using so that you're more likely to get the right answers.